I've been sitting here for ages, not switching the camera on. I'm not really sure why, but I suppose a little bit relates to losing confidence, and that's part of the creative process, isn't it? You go and create this beast, cure in my case, and you put it out into the world, and of course the world keeps turning and minding its own business. And the very kind friends and supporters like you guys who picked up the book do that in the first couple of days, and then life kind of quietens on. And in the business world, if this was somebody else's, well, that's when the work begins and you get going with your marketing campaigns and your advertising campaigns, which I am doing. But there's that moment where you're like, what? The world didn't stop turning? I didn't become an overnight sensation? Joshi didn't become #1 across the whole of Amazon? And I guess that often makes you feel like, okay, the affirmation isn't pouring in, and I don't suppose I ever expected it would be, but there's that moment of doubt. So what do we do about it? Well, I guess the main thing is the same that you do for everything. You put one foot in front of the other and you keep going. But I can tell you some things that help. This week, or yesterday, I received an email from a school friend of mine who, if I'm really honest, I didn't know that well at school because I was really intimidated by him. But last year when Joshi got sick, he reached out to me and just sent me a note just of support. And when the book cure went live yesterday, he had managed to track down the email address of a reviewer for the New York Times and just sent an email recommending the book to them. Now, I don't know if that will come to anything, but it really made me think about what are the things that you can do for people that really help. And one of the things that you've heard me talk about a lot over the time with Joshi being sick and his subsequent death is that love and light, they really don't help. Sending out a message and letting me know that you're there, that did really help, but honestly, the love and light didn't make any difference. But I've really been struck by some of the kindnesses. So sending out that email yesterday, it was really, really kind. When I was in the UK earlier in the year, the 3 friends, Sarah, Fiona and Phoebe, who just got on a train and travelled across the country to meet me after not seeing me for 20 however many years since school. On Saturday I head off to Italy, and another school friend, Jilly, when I asked her could she help me explore or with some suggestions on a city that I've never been to, did better than that. She bought a ticket and she's joining me. And these are things that are really kind. And I guess the thing for me is that kindness is a verb. It's about doing stuff. And that's really made me sit and think in the last few days. Okay, it's all very well sending out messages of love and light, but what's the stuff that we do? Because it's in the doing that the kindness is really felt. And sometimes the doing is just a message, but sometimes it's also in the getting off your backside and doing something. And that's really been sitting with me, is in the people I care about, what am I doing that feels like kindness? And that's something I'm really going to be working on in the next few days. Oh, the dogs are helping me again, keeping me safe from the dastardly dog that is walking down the road. Desperate to come in and kill us all, I'm sure. So that's what I've really been thinking about. So if you wanted to be kinder to the people who you really care about, what would it be? I have a friend at the moment who is in isolation in hospital at the moment, undergoing a stem cell transplant. We can't see her, we can't send stuff to her. She's too weak to really be getting messages out to us at the moment. And it's one of the things I'm really thinking about is, okay, what can I do that would be really kind for Michaela? So those of you who have experience with things like stem cell transplants, please tell me, what are the things you wanted, you needed? What were the things that you wanted someone to do for you that could really help? And what are some of the things you think I should be doing differently to show kindness, to make kindness a verb?